Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to Tootie Talk Sense. And this is Tootie. This is the first time that I am going live with my camera off because y'all, these braids was holding on. It's late, but I started watching this MIMS interview for those who doesn't know. MIMS is a YouTuber. His channel is Make It Make Sense, and you'll find him on YouTube. But he just did an interview with Allison, who is Drew Sister from Real Housewife of Atlanta. That's her sister. Now Drew Allison was on a recent episode. Now Allison and Courtney then had some problems about Courtney saying she didn't call Drew the B word. Video came out that she did. Everybody know that what's been trending is Courtney interview with Candy. And I said in my last video commentary that I did about this interview, and I'm probably going to redo the video because I tried to do it with my little toddler running around. So there was a lot of pauses and a lot of me trying to go mute and get her quiet and noise in the background. So maybe I'll redo it. But what I said in the interview was that Courtney is not his cousin. She could be his effing cousin, his kissing cousin, but the biological blood cousin, she is not. I even pointed out that during the Kenny interview, she says she's talking about her aunt and how her aunt is sick, and the doctor said there's nothing they can do. And she said, my aunt, who's the one I'm connected to with Ralph. And I said, that's very odd because connected to, I said, that could be the way she talked, but most people says, my aunt, the ones who's married to Ralph's uncle, that's how we're cousins. My aunt, the one who's cousins of Ralph cousins, and that's how we cousin. But she said the one who we're connected to. And I said that was specifically I thought that Courtney sounded more like a mistress than a cousin. And I said that last commentary, my last video. Now, Allison and came, baby, and then told the story. So I'm finna play a little bit of the interview she just finished with MIMS. Go to his channel, Make It Make Sense. It's a full interview. It's 1 hour, 32 minutes. She talks a lot about her mental health and the work that she does with mental health, which was absolutely phenomenal. So I says, go watch that whole thing. She gives her history because she pretty much came up in Black Hollywood when Jamie Foxx was just getting his start. She worked on when Jamie Foxx had tried out for, I believe, the TV show The Rock. It was like the Black Hollywood, Black Hollywood back in the day. So she said she did the Rock, Amen, work on Amen. She worked on Martin Lawrence's First Amendment. She was married to a Chicago Bulls player, her first marriage, and her second marriage, she was married to someone else. But she give all her credentials and all her life of what's been going on in her life, baby. But this interview, she said exactly what everybody else was thinking and what everybody else was saying this whole time. That is not Ralph's cousin, okay?
Something to say. I'm just saying it here because things needed to be addressed.
This is Allison talking.
Talk about this Courtney really quick because I don't know how much time we have.
But no, we're on your time. We're on your
Courtney is not his cousin, and I don't know when they cooked this up or how they cooked it up, but she is an unverifiable fake cousin Courtney. We're going to stop calling her cousin Courtney. She's unverifiable fake cousin Courtney. I met her when I got to Atlanta. Me and my mom, we went out with Drew, and she said she wants us to meet Ralph's cousin because that's what he told her. And so we like, hey, cousin, and we were at this club. She was, I'm like, she was telling me she was already a housewife. She was telling people that was sitting next to them that was asking for pictures from Drew. Oh my God, you're Drew's daughter. They're taking pictures. She was like, well, I'm not a housewife too. Who says that? So
exactly, like I said, I'm not a MIMS, and I said this before. MIMS I've been watching since season 1, and he does a very good job of keeping track of everything that goes on. And when he do his reviews, he can take you back to seasons and what didn't happen when. I just stopped watching this season, but from the moment Courtney made an appearance. I was like, I don't like her. She seemed very fake. She doesn't seem authentic. And it seems like she was just trying to make a moment to be on the show. That whole made up argument that she had with Candy, because Candy looked you up when somebody told Candy that you said you knew her. That's what everybody does. So Allison is saying when she first met him, they out at the club, and everybody want to take pictures with Drew because she's on a Real Housewife of Atlanta, and Courtney Butter is over there like, I'm on the show too.
They thought they were taking pictures. Like, well, I'm on the housewife too. Who says that? So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a housewife. So we were trying to introduce her to this dude. I don't want to say who that is, but he had no interest in her because he probably saw something, the glow. I don't know. And so we kicking it. We thinking she's cousin Courtney. And so after we leave there, that's all we know. And then I didn't see this broad again until like, I don't know, another event. I don't even know. Like, I think the Peach Social or something. I don't know. I ain't never been around her that many times. And so all I know is we went down to UG.
This was finna get good, okay? Listen up.
Which is North Carolina, where Ralph grew up, where they claimed first, because the stories have changed, the evolution of the cousin tree, that they were cousins. So me and Drew, specifically me, went around.
Now, I'm pausing it again. Okay, so you got to remember that I was like, how are they cousins? Because it doesn't really address it on Real Housewife of Atlanta, right? And so in the Candy interview, she was like, how in Black families, if you grow up in the same household that somebody else grew up in, spending the nights and things of that, then y'all cousins. That's just how Black households work. I said, wait a minute. That makes no sense. Because the way she stated that doesn't seem like they was there at the same time. It's just, somebody's house. Oh, you used to spend the night there? I used to spend the night there too. We're cousins. But they was never there at the same time or anything. So how this cousin relationship is going on, I do not know. So what she said is they went back to that town that Ralph is from. And this is what happens.
To all the cousins, hey, nice meeting you. Oh, so y'all know cousin Courtney. And I showed a picture. We don't know her. Who is she? Where's she? Who her peoples? And they trying to go through the lineage and asking all these questions. I don't know. And nobody. Listen to me. He lives in his little bitty town where everybody walks with no shoes and they go from house to house. How don't nobody know you? Okay, and that's where you say you were. So that was the first red flag. Then when we met at the club, she was telling me she knew all these people in Chicago. Like, I have a lot of friends that are owners of this and that. And she was like, oh my God, girl, I know her. Oh my God, girl, that's my family. So we were like jamming. Like, oh my God, you know my friend Melody, you know my friend Charmaine, you know my friend. I was going down a list of all the bad bees in Chicago. Like you in my circle, like, oh my God. So I was texting Melody Winston, who she said she knew, and she said I could say her name, who her daddy married, because she showed me a picture. And I was like, okay, I was texting her. And she goes, no, don't tell her yet. I don't want her to know because, I don't want anybody to know. Okay, that's your family, it's your girl. Okay, so I just stopped, went on about my business. Now, it wasn't until she called Drew, or we found out about the bitch that she said Drew was. And then I asked her, and she said, so people who are listening and watching, as I heard some comments too, that, well, everybody calls everybody a bitch. And then Ralph said, well, you called her a bitch. First of all, now y'all know if I called my sister a bitch, the opportunist would have already said that a long time ago. Mr. Out there want to run his mouth would have said that because his whole goal is to break up me and Drew's relationship. That was a goal from the beginning.
Talking about Ralph, and I said that too in my commentary. Ralph was trying to keep Allison away. That whole she wasn't able to come to their house and everything. That's because Allison was too real. Put it in his face. No, you ain't treating her right. No, that's not right. As her husband, you shouldn't be doing that.
Close, and I was in the way. It's a Lifetime movie, and so. No, but my point is when she called her that, and then she said she didn't, and then all this drama and all this, she started coming after Moneta at my health retreat. Mm-hmm. That's when I started looking at her a little side eye. That's when me and Drew were like, there's something a little weird about this, and we started piecing stuff together. I started calling everybody in Chicago, and I started being like, okay, so do you know this girl? And so they would go to her Instagram, go through us. I'm like, nope, don't know her, never seen her.
And that's the exact same thing that Candy did. And that's what I said. I said that was normal. I don't understand. That's why it seems like Drew was trying to make a story out of this, because that's what everyone does. If you say, do you know this person? They're going to look up your social media. And so everybody looked her up and nobody knew her.
Okay, check. Next, check.
That's the same thing Candy did before she was
That's
even on the
MIMS
season.
talking.
Don't nobody know her unverifiable fake cousin Courtney. So that's who she is. So her talking all this smack about, oh, me and my mental health, and she was going to stay away from me. And girl, stay away from me? Again, I have therapy. I have tools. I can help you. Like, I need to stay away from anybody that would speak on anybody's child, anybody's husband. We need to stay away from you. And I particularly don't want to stand next to you because somebody going to throw something at you and it may miss you and hit me. So that's the real bad, because
damage.
you have a problem. You're not his cousin. And speaking on somebody's marriage, I've known, what was the other one she said? Did we play that one?
I can play that one. Hold on.
Yes. And this one, everybody, especially the married women, was like, she said, what? And that's in my video. I said, baby, Drew. But she says in here that, because I said, to me, Allison remind me more of Chi-Town. I'm from Chi-Town. Allison remind me more of the Chi-Town women, okay? When I seen her in there, I said, Drew, even before they introduced Allison, because I started watching it in this season, so I don't know if they introduced her in previous season. Allison said she was there from the very first season that Drew was there, but they decided to cut her from, cut the parts that they had recorded. But I had said that Allison seems more Chi-Town. Drew, I don't know where she's from. I'm talking about some Chi-Town people don't say baby. I'm gonna say it. I'm not monetized. Chi-Town people don't say shootings. They say incidents. I said, girl, where? Who? When? Every time I cut on the news, it's about a shooting. I don't ever had no incidents. But I said, Drew didn't remind me of Chi-Town. But she says in here, like I said, you have to watch the whole interview. She says in here that she's, I want to say, around 20 years older than Drew. So she was in her 20s living out in out in California. She's from Chicago, but in her 20s, she's moved out to California. Drew was 8 or 9. Drew came out there with her, and that's how Drew started acting and stuff at the age. So I was like, yeah, Drew may be from Chicago, but she left at 8 or 9. That's why that whole... that's why Allison reminds me more of Chi-Town than Drew, because when Drew was talking and things she was saying, I was like, where is Chi-Town? Is she from? But they finna play this part about the girl talking about something. Wait, let me go back.
True, Ralph. It was taken up, but for you, boy.
Now this is the Candy speak on it. This is he playing a portion of the Candy speak on it, or that Courtney did with Candy, and this is when she say some. Oh well, I've been more of a friend than Drew have ever been of a wife.
Because I have been a better friend to Ralph in these last 6 months than Drew has been a wife in 8 years. Period.
And that's when I said that's some whole mistress. Don't nobody talk like that but a doggone mistress. I said it in the last video, and it's not saying that the sister confirmation is everything, but the sister is thinking exactly what everybody else was saying. Later in the interview, she tell Drew, girl, that is not his cousin. And I was like, okay, you got to tell her. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have for tonight. I'm probably gonna do a full review of the video. And y'all should go watch that whole video because it is a great interview. And she has a phenomenal story of everything that happened in her life and her struggle with mental illness and all the work that she does to put mental illness awareness out there. And it's a great interview. So you guys should go ahead and watch that. But I was out here. You guys, you know what? I know it's late. Many people ain't on here. So I'm going to drop this in here just in case anybody want to come on before I go to bed. And that's why I'm not showing myself tonight, because mama's a mess. Okay. I was so involved in watching this interview, you guys. My husband went to bed. The kids then went to bed because we was out here. We was talking and everything. I was like, wait, an interview? I'm on YouTube and watched it. He didn't put the kids to bed tonight. Because I'm like, oh, this is good. Wait a minute. I like Addison. She need a peach or her own show, okay? Because Addison was over there telling the truth. Besides, the only thing that I didn't like is that she said that Drew is not a liar. Now, as her sister, that's what she's supposed to say. Because I'm going to say the same thing about Mass. Now, I know that all Mass got different personalities, and I know all their personalities. But if you come to me and tell me about it on camera, I'm like, no, Lord, not my sister. No, the devil is a lie. But in her whole interview, that's all that I disagree with. That she said Drew is not a liar. MIMS did bring up and said, well, what about the kiss with the girl? I know you ain't gonna that's for Drew to address, but she did address it, saying that it never happened. And but we all done seen the clips. And what she said was, well, it never happened. You know, even Candy admitted that it could have been maybe she saw it the wrong way. But then she said, who haven't kissed the girl? I mean, I was in college, everybody do that. And I said, what college everybody else went to and why I missed out? Because I never kissed a girl. Maybe because I never wanted to, but I didn't. But I mean, I grew up kissing all my sisters. We kiss. I kiss all my daughters. We kiss my mama, but like kiss a girl, like on a song. I kissed a girl and I like it. Nah, I ain't never did that. But I won't say that that's not something that been said plenty of times by plenty of people. So I can understand why she said it and her holding down her sister and believing her sister. But yeah, there's video footage of Drew admitting it and then admitting she kissed the girl, but then denying that but then saying she have never kissed the girl. So I believe that is a big part of what made everybody say that Drew was a liar. Yeah, this interview was good. Go watch it. I'm gonna rewatch it tomorrow, take some notes, and hopefully come back and do an interview. But you know the weekends, your girl be busy. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get to it on Friday. But we'll see, y'all. I'm finna go to bed because I still got to get up and work in the morning. So y'all drop y'all comments. Let me know if y'all go watch the interview. What y'all think about the interview? Because I really like Allison, but I have always said that since I met Alice. Not met her like I actually met her, but since I seen her first appearance on this season of the show, that I was like, I like Allison. It's something about Allison that I like. And I said from the beginning that I did not like Courtney. But it was something about her from the beginning that rubbed me the wrong way that seemed very fake, down to her voice. And I just want to know, man. And it's such a funny part on the interview because when she mimicked Courtney, that's the exact same way and stuff I do it. And I was like, that's the way she appeared to everybody, yo. Go ahead, y'all. Don't forget, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that button. Hit all so you can get the notifications on when I go live. And follow me on all the social media. Tootie Talk Sense is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is Tootie Talks. I'm finna go ahead and get me some beauty sleep. I may be coming on here without showing the camera for the weekend because I got to take these braids down and get something done to my head. Okay, but I'll try to stop back in and see how y'all doing. Okay, but let me go ahead, go to bed. Y'all have a good one. Like the video, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.